And we're live. What's up, everybody? Oh, everybody knew. What up? No fancy introduction here. Here he is. Here's Tarr of Branch BBQ. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Coming out of, well, no, we'll just say Lakewood.
Shit.
Right out of the warehouse.
On the not in the warehouse floor. Tonight. I'm in my
rickety. No, we're going to Branch, founder. Yeah. In his humble abode. I forget what town you're in. Are you still in Lakewood?
No, dude. I'm in Bay Village.
That's right.
So we
out of the preppy borough of Bay Village.
With you know what? I had a conversation with a waitress tonight when I was at the bar, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like to tell people live in Bay," and I was like, "You know what? You should, because I'll tell you this, a little secret about Cleveland, since we're doing Talkin Cleveland tonight, about 25% of the owners and the majority of the city, the industry, and what goes on here lives in Bay Village, and they hang out in Ohio City, but they all sleep out here, dude. So, like, we're good. I left my truck completely unlocked yesterday. Dude, windows were wide open. Doors were not locked. I left my backpack and my computer in the car, the whole thing. And I woke up and I was like, oh, shit. And I thought, like, I was like, I'm robbed. I'm gone. It's over. I walked in there and, like, I'm not kidding you. It was like Pocahontas with, like, the birds flying around, dude. Like, there was nothing around. It was amazing.
Yeah, actually, and I live in an area like that. Well, not now, but, yeah. Actually, yeah. I don't know, after marrying my wife, man, she was, like, beating my head of stop leaving stuff unlocked. But I still, out of habit, will by accident, and it hasn't burned me. It hasn't burned me yet, but it's been close.
I don't think I've ever locked my garage. Like, if we went to my garage right now, and you go in the side door, it's wide open. Okay. The thing is like, dude, I leave all my spares. Like, I feel like
if your wife's watching, she's gonna come down and kick your ass for like advertising. Like, come to my house. It's unlocked.
I can see her. She's not watching. We're not afraid of it, dude. I have two big dogs, and they're unbelievably afraid of everybody. So, like, at least people know there's dogs in here. Like, so we're getting robbed. We're getting robbed good. Just don't come to the second floor. We'll be fine.
If we're getting robbed good. On that note, let's get into tonight's Ohio partners for the Making This Show Go. First out of Willard, Ohio, more than Charlie Fry. Redbeard Seasonings. Use the promo code The Dude Network for 10% off. And please use the promo code. He put it out there for you to take advantage of it. Everyone's like, I support. Take the 10% off and have it chip into your shipping, for God's sakes. Dude Network, 10% off at redbeardseasonings.com. Wild game seasonings in for venison season. Let's go. And also,
hey, let me pitch Redbeard real quick.
Okay. While you do that, I'm working on getting a drink. Yep. Shout out Cleveland whiskey.
I'm not drinking Cleveland whiskey, but I should be drinking Cleveland whiskey. I'm drinking 8 and Sand right now, and it's really good.
Actually, I think I saw it come out of a bottle. Yeah,
I'm drinking this, and it's really good. I've been really enjoying it. It's like my third bottle, but like I need to get back in the Cleveland whiskey because I had some of theirs the other day, and it was really good. But dude, let me tell you about Redbeard. I put Redbeard on a, it's a pork loin, but it had the ribs attached to it, and I put Redbeard's Ohio pork seasoning on it, and then I slow cooked and used veggies and put stuff together. And like I put it in the oven at 375, let cook for 3 hours, pulled it, rested it for an hour, and then turned it on and reverse seared it with the Redbeard seasoning. I'm not kidding you. It is some of the best tasting pork I have ever had. Like, I cannot reach out and talk to him. Like, I haven't had a chance to post it. We're putting the video together right now. But I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. Like,
it's that brown sugar when it activates with the mix of pepper, man. It's money, and it's
softened it up.
Yeah, the brown sugar counters the salt a lot. It is, a little goes a long way because it is a little bit on the salty side, but that's okay with your pork when you're doing like a bigger item. It goes through really, really well.
Which is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not bitching about that. No, it's great. That's what I'm saying. A little bit goes a long way. You get a good bang for your buck. See what I did there, man?
Yeah.
Right. Cleveland whiskey. We already saw that I'm drinking the Black Reserve. Chris, just so you're aware of this, get on your calendar. November 19th, Cleveland whiskey. I will be up at the Honey Barrel Bash as they will be giving out samples of the Honey Barrel Bourbon free to the public. Anybody can come. I will be in the social media area talking to some peeps up there and being on site to get to meet everybody that wants to come by and check it out. Again, everything is free. You can buy stuff there, but the sample of bourbon's free. It's free to enter. It's free for parking. Everything's free. Get out of the house, go do something cool. More info coming here on the Dude Network. And also our guest here, Branch BBQ. Here's the logo, but we'll just let them talk about it. I don't think we need to do a big plug here. The whole show is going to be a plug. So Branch BBQ sauce.
So here's crazy, dude. The 19th is where are you guys going to be in the 19th? Like where
at Cleveland Whiskey over by Cleveland State.
Oh, their actual offices.
Yeah. They're open. They're having an open house. Yeah.
Nice. So, do me a favor, get the address, post the address, because people don't always know where the Cleveland Whiskey is because I think they moved once. But if they're doing giveaways, just get the Cleveland State kids and they'll rock it.
That's true. Yeah, they all come over and get like a free sample of bourbon, like honey. It's from Akron Honey, which is
nice.
A black-owned honey company. Guy's been doing it forever down in Akron, and
super dope, dude. I met him. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be there on site, man, so you can meet him again. How about that?
Oh, he's a really nice guy. He has so it's really interesting. So like when we first started doing our stuff with Giant Eagle, speaking of Talkin Cleveland, we started doing stuff with Giant Eagle. They took him as our conditioning point, meaning saying like, hey, like this is what he does. You guys need to step up to the plate, which what Akron Honey does, because what Akron Honey was doing was that he was engaging with like clients and people and conversations. And he like every store that we follow him on, they love him. So for him to be working with Cleveland Whiskey is like such an awesome thing. He's a really good guy. He makes a really good product. Like that's a huge opportunity, I think, for both organizations. And like that's such a hyper local and non-hyper local opportunity for everybody. Like you got to go, like for real. Like I didn't know that they were working with Akron Honey, but like I'm having a child on the 17th and I'm going to be like, yo, sorry, young buck. I'm dipping out for like 3 hours and ripping booze. Like sayonara, little dude.
Sayonara. Yeah, we'll see it here. Hey, they won't remember. It's all good.
Yeah, he's not going to know.
No, my daughter's 2.5 and I'm still banking she don't remember half the stuff I told her today, you know?
I mean, my son rolled down the steps the other day. I mean, what's he going to do? He's not going to remember that shit.
Yeah. Whoops. Chalk it up to the whoopsies. But yeah, man. So it is Talking Cleveland. Yeah, we're going to get into a lot of Cleveland sports talk here. We got a lot of good, a lot of some bad, going on right now.
Shitty week this was, huh?
Hey, go Cavs. Go Cavs.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But no, we just kind of got into it, like Akron Honey, Cleveland Whiskey, 2 mega small businesses that have distribution outside of the state of Ohio, still like working together in like one big collab. And you are a small business owner up in Cleveland and you live off collabs and getting that. So how supportive is the Cleveland business scene, in your opinion, because you literally live in it on a day-to-day basis running Branch BBQ? So talk to us about the structure of Cleveland small businesses and what you think of them, I guess.
So it's really kind of cool, actually. So you get a 50-50 split, and it's really interesting. You're going to get half the people will be your best friend. And I mean that, and I'm not being facetious. I'm being they're going to be friends. Like Tony, you and I have become friends over this, and like, we're close, we're cool. Like, dude, we like know stuff about our families and we have these conversations and like, we made such a great connection, and you're going to get that. And half the time you're going to make these connections where you're like, legitimately like, oh yeah, dude, I can bring them to Christmas. Like that's what you get, and that's a really good thing. Like they're and I mean it, and I'm not being weird about it. I'm not being strange about it, but like, the people we've met in the industry, it's either they're with you or they're against you, And the ones who are with us and who've been supporting us and who help us and who we've helped them and we've done stuff with, I mean, it's like an instant connection. And you're like, you feel it, you know it, I mean, I can name them off, and it's like it's phenomenal, and they're good people, and like that's what it comes down to. So like the food industry in Cleveland is really, really, really split in the center, and it's like the groups that think they need to be by themselves and be 100% solo, and like they're fighting the good fight, and they think it's like us versus them, and that's cool. But then there's the other half who literally do everything in their power to support each other, and like we've had this great relationship with so many people that truly feel that way, and like we work with them, and like we started a whole new company, we launched a brand new business strictly for that. And this isn't like a business plug, it's just like we're finally talking about it because we finally have the opportunity to talk about it. Is like, we launched a second company, technically a third company, and the third company is like we're doing what's called root cellar. And what root cellar is we're storing food products on pallet-based areas or on pallets so that people have a place to store it. So like when we first started, we had 4 pallets, and now we have a continuous rotation of 30, right? And that's a lot of space. So we had to run warehouse space. And then we helped out a guy who started making pierogies, and he needed a place to store his pierogies. So we started helping him with that. And then all of a sudden we got another.
Whoa, you dick. What?
Sandbagging
pierogi stashes?
Yeah, dude. We have literally the best pierogies in Cleveland. You don't even have an idea. We haven't talked about this yet.
I mean, hey, everybody watching, this is what friendship is right here.
Exactly.
50, yeah, he claims to be I'm one of the 50 good. It looks like some of us is the one.
So I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you a trick.
These are black licorice on Halloween for this.
We work with a guy. His name's the last name is Perla, and they run a pierogi company. They make pierogies. They're out of Parma. So like
Parma's known for the little Poland, man.
Little bit, yeah, dude. Perla pierogies. Now you're gonna get debate on who's got the best ones, but I personally think they're the best ones, and they're the best ones for us because we cook with them. Doesn't mean they're the best pierogi. Doesn't mean they're the staple. Whatever. We use them because we soak them in natural butter, we salt them, and then we sear them on a flat top. We cook them on a flat top, and I think they're the best pierogi for that scenario. Now I'm not saying they're the best pierogi. Say blah 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 whatever, but we started storing Perla pierogies as stuff. And then we found out that like we needed to rent new warehouse space. So we started renting warehouse space. We rented a lot. And then we started storing, and we're doing micro storage. So it's like if you have a company.
You have underground storage compartments? Because root cellars are like underground.
Well, the idea is that, yes. See, you know this. I love you for this. A root cellar is an underground storage compartment. But instead of that, we're just doing it in a warehouse. So we have a fully functioning warehouse that runs as an opportunity to like, you bring us your pallets. So right now we have 6 clients who store their food with us, and we keep it in a warehouse, and we're cheap. Like we're $25 a pallet, and we're getting racking and doing it. And like, dude, we're getting busy enough to where they're like, hey, by the way, you need to go get certified. So Saturday morning, ladies, just so you know, I'll be forklift certified.
Hey, watch out.
Watch out, husbands, because this guy is driving another vehicle. I got my.
I hope you brought your paper towels. It's about to get moist in here.
Somebody get a mop.
Is that the Swiffer picker up, baby? Let's go. Now it is really cool though. Oh man, that's funny on the pierogies. Now, like I really. Dude, I love.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
Parma is amazing because it is Little Poland, and Polish food is awesome. Because Cleveland's known for like the sausage game, the brat game. So you got Polish sausages, and not just like what everyone thinks like Eckrich Polish. I'm talking. You go to like places where they're struggling to speak to you in English.
Yes.
And the stuff's literally just hanging up on rings from like the wall, like the ropes. And
dude,
you're like,
yes.
And you're like, I don't know what I want, but I want something awesome. And they're like, oh yeah. And they're like,
no, dude, that's Perla. That's how they are. They're like in a little
shop right across the street from Unity Catholic Credit Union.
Yes, 100%.
I've been there. Okay, I've had their pierogies. No, the pierogies I had there were from like some frozen ones out of Chicago or something. I don't know.
No. The fucking old lady mom makes them. She's mean. And
no,
she's like,
I think I've been different. I think the other place you're talking about is like right there in that same block, though, because there's like a bunch of stores.
well, dude, it's also Parma, and all they do is like make donuts, get in fist fights, and make pierogies. Like they don't really do much else out there.
Isn't that like
maybe have unwed pregnancies? Wait, is this airing? No.
Oh yeah, we're live. Yeah, there's at least 2 million people.
Shit.
Everybody can go check out Fieldhouse Mustard at Branch BBQ.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So Branch though had a good year. See, you're wearing the Akron Rubber Ducks jersey on. Branch.
Yeah, I just booked. I was just with them, dude. That was
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So, and talk about your involvement with the Akron Rubber Ducks. How did that go? How was it? Big hit?
Awesome. 100% awesome. They are by far my favorite organization on a sporting level to work with.
Shout out.
We've worked with 3 other ones, and we've pitched big boys. We are getting another opportunity at Ohio State. I know Ohio State's been dragging forever, but Ohio State is, the coolest thing that I learned working for my last job, which is for AT&T, is that one of my managers said to me, he goes, "Look, man, what do you know about boats?" I'm like, "I don't really know a lot about boats." And this was before I got into boating. He goes, "Well, big boats take big, slow, wide turns. And small boats can take really quick, small turns." I was like, okay. And so he said, "That's how I want you to approach your sales career." And I was like, okay, fair enough, right? Like, deal, dude, right? So when I look at Ohio State and I see Ohio State and they're taking their time and they're going super slow and they're making their decisions and it's a 12-month-long process, I'm okay with it because that's a big university, right? It's 60,000 incoming freshmen. Like, that's insanity. Like, and then they have a total of 180 when it's all said and done. Like, those are insane numbers, right? Like 180,000, like, that is an insane amount of numbers for people just to go to attend a university, right? So a city is built around it. So for them to say, "Hey, we love it. We can't bring it in for the fall, but we want to bring it in the winter," like, that's fast tracking, right? So 6 months is a fast track. So we are working Ohio State. We're going to get there. We're working on it. And like, that's amazing. And like, we worked with the Buckeyes, and the Buckeyes, don't get me wrong, are amazing organization to work with. But the Rubber Ducks straight up was like, "We love you. We like it. Let's go." And it was like 2 months, projects on the billboards, signs were printed, product was made. They put us out there. They're like, "Do this, do that." And they were like in it. And like, for me to go sit with them and talk to them again today, they're like, "Hey, like, send us some people. Let's talk. Let's advertise. Let's like goof around." And like, I spent 80% of my 3-hour-long meeting not talking about work. And we just talked about like baseball. And then we talked about like personal. And like, it was a room full of like 8 people. And it was like, they're an organization that actually cares about you. And like, the product they care about is cool, but they don't really care. It's not the most important thing to them. Like, people are the most important thing to them. And so my experience with them was unbelievable because they've done nothing but take care of us and help us grow and like foster our growth and have conversations with us. So like, when we first started working with them, I was like, "Oh man, I don't know. Like, they want kind of a decent amount of chunk of change." And like, and the thing is like, at first we thought we had it, and then we had a really weird first quarter. And so we bit off a little bit more than we can chew. And they took their time and they gave us a break on every single part of this deal. Like, they knew it was our first big deal. They knew it was our first big major league team. They knew that our sauce cups had some issues and they would let it go. And they knew we were struggling to get like financing covered for what we were doing. And they were cool. And like, they were nothing but supportive the entire way. And like, anybody who's young and trying to work with them or trying to do something, like, if you want a place to start, that's an organization to work with, because we would be nowhere without them. And they did nothing but just support us. So like, it was so cool, so much fun. And then like, dude, that's not even mentioning like when we go to the games. Like, the games, oh my God. We go to the games, somebody hit like a double, and then we like see our logo on like the Jumbotron.
Yeah, there was the Branch double, right?
Yeah, the Branch double, 2 for 2. Like, dude, we would see that and I'd be like, Oh my God. Like, why do I have to go to work on Monday? Like, what are we doing? Right? Like,
send it. Because everyone forgets that how good the craft beer scene is at Canal Park. Like, every single concession stand has like
so
different
good.
beer. None of them have like doubles. Like, you can't go to one unless it's like Great Lakes or like Fatheads or your good friends over at Plateau. Platform. Plateau is an insurance company. That's on me. I left my day job, brought my day job with me.
Don't cross the markers.
I did. That's on me, you know, and we're going to get better from that at this point in the show.
No, the goal is to get worse. I hope at the end of the show we're both blasted and then we forget to turn this off.
I just started and you're well into it, so there's a 50% chance one of us is going to get there.
Hey, so I guess I didn't realize this. I've never like looked at my thumb in a different aspect, but I guess I have a piano player's thumb. I saw that when I like gave you a thumbs
That's
up.
What it's
earlier.
called, a piano's player thumb?
Yeah.
Dude, check
so
this
if your thumb, your thumb sticks back over your knuckle.
Like way back. Mine goes back farther than yours.
It's called a piano player's thumb. And you're supposed to be naturally good at piano. So you can spread the keys properly.
That's incorrect. That is incorrect.
Why, did you try to play piano and you suck at it?
It just doesn't. Music and I don't get along. I've tried. I got a guitar and I can play a couple chords, but that's about it.
Was it a piano or was it a guitar? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't call this the guitar player's thumb.
So I actually lived with a kid when in my year at Coastal Carolina who was in like the marching band that was going to school.
Whoa.
I was not in the marching band, but
Time out. I don't care about marching band because music's dope. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Coastal Carolina for a year. You didn't know
that? No, but I know the world's largest skeezer that went there.
Oh yeah, who's that? Dustin Johnson?
Dude.
Did we bury Dustin Johnson inadvertently on Talkin Cleveland Tuesday?
We have not talked about Cleveland once, to be honest with you. No, we're about to talk about one of the biggest.
Parma and Poland.
Yeah, Cleveland and the Ducks. Yeah, they count.
And Ohio City. And we talked about Bay Village. We talked about the networking of small Cleveland businesses and the opportunities and how well connected.
Yeah, it's true.
Dude.
What we
maybe a little THC'd up a little bit at times, but I got that one. Under.
Well, dude. So, all right, we'll leave the skeezer conversation later. I'll tell you this though. I can honestly say that like the 3 people I know that went to Coastal Carolina, one of them set the record for number of pelts on the wall.
What's pelts?
Aren't you a hunter?
For what? For like hunting? Dude, I think we're on a different. Never mind. I think I'm missing the. I think I kind of know where you're going.
All right. So I used to work. So I worked for the city of Dublin when I went to Ohio State. I met this girl, and she was notorious for like she had like the highest body count at like a 20-year-old. So my friend went there.
Your number.
Yeah, my friend Margie went there.
Because down where I live, you still sell pelts. You don't use that term in that derogative, not that derogative, in that dictation. Dictation, not derogative. Dictation, definitely not.
Yeah, there was a lot of dictation going on in that relationship.
Yeah, what a dictatorship.
Dude, but she like I'm not kidding you. Like when they say like, oh, like that girl banged the whole freshman class, like it was her mission. Like that was like
her favorite show growing up. Was it Dick Tracy?
No, dude. Which great movie, by the way. Warren Beatty, dude. Go suck an egg.
Cleveland.
Now we're just
so talking about the fucking Browns. I mean, what are we gonna do? Talk about the Browns? Let's talk about that. You know, I'm actually about to buy a novelty shirt, and it's like $28, but it's it's your friend Josh Cribbs jersey. It says "We almost always win."
So I saw
we almost always win. Yeah, we almost always win.
Hold on, I can tell you. I saw. Hold on.
Are you gonna call Josh Cribbs right now?
No.
Let's get him on the show.
So I saw Miles today.
Garrett?
Yeah.
How big is he? How big is he?
He was in a different car than what he was before. So
well, Miles the last car got wrapped around a telephone pole, so that's good that he upgraded.
No, he rolled it. He hit a deer and he rolled it.
Oh.
So
no, it wasn't. He hit a deer?
Huh?
And they never said he hit a deer. Is that what happened?
No, he died. Yeah, he swerved from a deer because he didn't want to hit the deer.
Oh.
So Miles lives in like a rural part.
Bullshit.
Sorry. No. Dude, and honestly, if it had been somebody else, I'd be like, yeah, right. But like being Miles Garrett, who Miles Garrett is, I could see that. Like I could I actually believed it. Dude, it was like a Wednesday afternoon at 2, and he's going home from practice with his girlfriend. And like everybody that I know that knows Miles Garrett, like has said that he is 100% business in the season. Doesn't go out, doesn't drink beers, like doesn't fuck around. Like his biggest vice is Starbucks in the season. And everybody I've ever talked to says that in season Miles' biggest thing is Starbucks. And he even thinks that's a little too much while he's trying to play. Outside of the season, I mean, if it was like, middle of summer and he rocked it, I'd be like, oh, he's probably having afternoon cocktails. But dude, in season, no way. You can't be the greatest defensive player in the NFL and you're ripping beers. Like, dude, the days of LT are over with. Like, that ended. Like, he smoked the last legal crock rack that made him a good player, and that's what happened. Like, dude,
crock rack is I like it.
Crack rock.
They're all bitching at Croc. You are from Cleveland. You're trying to throw shit to Croc all the time.
Dude, I might be a little tuned up.
Hey, that's Cleveland too, baby. Let's go. It is a national pastime.
Anyways,
European settlers. Okay.
End of the day, there's no way Miles was drinking. Like, there's no way.
Like no one ever really made a big deal of it. And like when there's smoke, there's fire with a lot of stuff. But that one kind of got dropped really quick, and everyone stopped talking about it. Because it was just a car accident, dude. When they tried to make it a big deal, but as you're pointing out, there wasn't enough smoke to make any fire, so it was
no. And dude, even if he was tooting a J, they blood tested him, and he would have gotten pops right there. And that's not it. They test him so often. Every time he doesn't wear sleeves, they fucking test him for drugs and everything. So like,
yeah, everything he does is a freak of nature. I'm sure he is just like he probably walks in with his own urine sample after every game. Like, here you go.
Well, dude, the cool thing, like, what's cool about him is that, like, we were listening to what was it? It was on 923 The Fan had it, and they were talking about how like Miles Garrett, like, he like follows all the rules and regulations of the NFL because he was like, oh yeah, I would like career after NFL, and he's like, I want to be like certain things. And he's a smart guy, right? So he's like a smart guy. He knows he wants like. He wants to be on TV and he wants to do things. So he knows that like he can do what he can do and then go after and build a career. Well, they were talking about Chubb and like, what like who else would you think would be on the show is like what would other guys do on your team that you think would like make a career after NFL? And he goes, Nick Chubb would be security. And he's like, people are like, what? He goes, Nick Chubb bought Xbox and PlayStation and friended everybody on the team and would log in at midnight just to see who was online playing video games before the game and would get on there and be like, what are you doing? Get off the game. You got to get off playing Xbox. No
shit. That's awesome.
You got a game tomorrow. Like, hang up, hang the fucking 6.
Nick Chubb is awesome.
He would like get on there in the middle of the night and be like, get your fucking ass off this game and get ready for the game. We got a game in 12 hours. Get off, hang up and go to bed. Nice. Brother, they're policing his boys, and then they all stop playing online.
Is Cleveland?
Yeah, Chubb is wild. Dude, no way. I never messed.
So he's like the leader of the locker room, really. That's what I'm hearing. So okay, yeah. Cavs off 2-1 start, dude, crushing it, killing it.
Yep.
Super exciting times, and how thankful are we for the Cavs with the Browns struggling with, again, their backup quarterback. Like, I'm not that guy that's going to sit there and, like, berate the Browns. I'm not going to do it. We're playing against a gauntlet of schedule with a signed backup quarterback that got hit with 11 games to start out the season. He didn't ask for it. No one else asked for it. It is what it is. It's not going to be a great season. that's fine. As long as we end great and we get a glimpse of the hope of the next season, it's going to be a best off season ever because everything's going to be in place.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
All right. If you're Jacoby, if you're Jacoby, right, and they come to you and they say, "Hey, you're going to play backup to a quarterback that's untested but really good, but he's really good in a warm climate continuously, and he's not going to do this. And there's a chance he might not play for 2 years, and you might have to be the starter quarterback, and you're Jacoby, right? Do you take that opportunity? Do you say, you know what? I'm going to take that risk. You know what your value is because at this point in your career, you've been established. And I agree with what you're saying is that he was in there not expecting to have to do that. But if you have an opportunity as Jacoby, would you personally, would you have taken that deal? Because I don't think I would take that deal.
I would have taken that deal because it was the best opportunity to get as a starting quarterback with a good team. Because if he goes out and kills it with the Browns this year and gets them to 8-3 for Deshaun, everyone's like, well, shit, we got a really good team. This guy can handle a good team. He won't lose us a game. It could have led to like a really, really big contract for me personally.
Do you think that's what Kevin Stefanski was doing, trying to set up Jacoby? Because everybody that I've talked to has said that they all hate Stefanski, but he's the player's coach. He's not the coach's player. So like, he's the one trying to like, dude, he helped Baker until the day Baker left. And I think, would you think that he was trying to put a real career out there for Jacoby to give Jacoby an option after the Browns? Like, I don't know. Cause like, I think that would make sense in Stefanski because
I think it was the best option for the situation.
You think so?
I think Baker's still an effing idiot for forcing his way out because he could have had 11 games on a really good
dude.
I mean, I'm not saying we would have kept him, but the fact that he was that adamant on getting out was a really bad.
No, he fucked up.
And I get it.
Like,
I don't actually, you know what? I'm not even. We're done with Baker. I don't know why.
No, I do, dude, and I agree with it, and I understand it, but I love him. And you know what? What came out of the locker room is that Baker wanted big money contract, and he didn't fucking take his injury and cash in at the beginning of the season and take the season loss. Because if Baker would have just fucking walked, he would have been the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns for 11 straight games with what was coming in 11 games in, and Baker, a fully healthy Baker with the team he has now, Amari Cooper.
Well, and that's the other thing too is, yeah, you're right, because that would have been like, man, he was hurt. He had to shut it down. He just come off that playoff win. He's hurt.
Would they have paid the same amount of money they paid to get what they got if Baker was available?
I mean, we wanted playoffs last year, but imagine getting that draft pick last year and like probably the top 10.
Dude, I don't know. This is the thing. Like, I don't think they thought this through clearly, and I don't think anyone ever guided Baker properly.
Well,
I don't think anyone's guiding the Browns top org. And like, it's easy to say as like an armchair quarterback, but like at the same time, like, dude, you guys, like that whole organization, you know, they're a little too closed doors to give the fan base what the answers are looking for, right? So if Stefanski's saying like, yeah, I want to be I want to be the coach of the guys, like I'm giving Brissett the opportunity to market himself. If he said that, he said it and said, look, we know the season's fucked. The season was fucked when Baker got hurt 2 years ago.
Right.
And if he was open about that, right? If he said, look, Baker needs to sit and he's a fucking like a man about it, I said, Baker, you're a 27-year-old kid, shut up and go to sleep. I'll see you next year. Like all the other players want him to do. He didn't do it. He let Baker ruin his career. That was bullshit. That's on Kevin. That's on Stefanski, right?
It's on a lot, yeah.
But truly though, right? I mean, like, dude, so here's a perfect example. I'm a 27-year-old.
Even if it was Baker's decision to play through it, someone okayed it. And that's the problem.
Exactly.
So whoever okayed it is the problem.
Right.
At least made a very bad decision. I want to say they're the problem, but they made a very poor life choice.
And they fucked themselves because they gave too much control to the player, and like sort of segment into what you were saying before, this isn't the 2005 Cavs, right? LeBron made decisions and LeBron won one out of 7 opportunities. Wait, is that right? He went to the finals. What? He went to the finals 4
we
times.
Could probably go through it. We lost 2 to the Warriors, 1 to the Spurs. Well, then he lost 1 in Miami to Dallas. And he lost 1 in
LA's
LA.
not even close.
He lost 1 or 2 in Miami.
He won 2 in Miami, lost 1. So that's 1.
Then
he lost 3 with Cleveland.
Yeah, Spurs, Warriors.
It's 4.
We lost 1 in LA in the championship, right?
That's 5. He's been there, what, 7 times and won twice?
Yeah,
once with Miami?
He's won 3. 1 with Cleveland, 1 with Miami, and 1 with LA. So he's won 2 in Miami. He's a 4-time NBA champion. Anyway.
I don't know enough.
Probably not a good time to figure that one out, but we'll get back to that. Yeah, it's irrelevant. Either way.
He's so rich and
he's
so
not Cleveland
talented.
anymore. He's not Cleveland anymore.
Dude, he's the exact same age as me. And like I look at LeBron and I see like LeBron's like legs. Like somehow you like get a glimpse of like LeBron's muscular structure in his legs, and I'm like, ugh. I got tired of vacuuming.
Yeah, you and I are in the same. Just to like imagine our bodies waking up in the morning and going like jumping from the free throw line and slamming on home seems a little not realistic.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna go completely delusional. I'm gonna go 100% delusional and say that if 17-year-old Chris got the same treatment as 17-year-old LeBron, I would still be active, but I would get the living shit kicked out of me. But I'd still be active. Like I could do it.
Here, sorry.
But like now, like if I played like one-on-one game against LeBron, I'd be fucked up for a month. But like if I was in the same treatment as LeBron, I could probably play LeBron and go back to work the next day. No problem.
If I played LeBron one-on-one, I would just chuck it as soon as he checked it because that'd probably be my most wide open look of the whole time with the ball.
No, dude, because he's not that type of player. You'd have opportunity to shoot from the 3. LeBron doesn't do
it. I would get it square up. I would already be squared when he checked it back. I'm like,
no, because he's going to hit you every time. He's going to hit you every time you try and do that because he's going to know he's LeBron, you're Tony. He's going to fucking swat you every time.
No.
Go dribble around a little bit.
He's used to playing NBA talent brains, and I have a very kindergarten pre-K brain, and he's not going to see it coming because he's used to high level. He's like, surely that guy ain't that stupid. And I'll be like, I'm very stupid. Swish. All right. So speaking of the Cavs we do have, though, man, like
yes, oh my god,
we can get Branch. Hey, awesome. It's a good time to get Branch in the Romo Fijo. Of the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, because the Cavs, man, they were already good. Got Donovan Mitchell, and now we're finding Donovan Mitchell's coming with like a fire lit under his ass, and it's looking like he's a top 10 NBA player already this year. Mobley's still coming back from the ankle injury, but what's nice about these Cavs is the guy that they're most excited about, which is clearly Evan Mobley because he's a 7-footer that can do everything, is that they're still beating the shit out of teams because they have 3 other all-stars on the team, and that's awesome. And I'm very, very excited. And you have Kevin Love and Osman coming off the bench with Dean Wade and Okoro. It is a banging lineup. It's a great time to be in live in Cleveland if you're a basketball fan. How excited are you?
So that's the cool part. Like I went from being, I'm a big baseball fan. I'm a big football fan, and I've always been a mediocre basketball fan, right? LeBron years, I was like kind of a tangible back and forth. Here we go. Well, it is this. But last year solidified me as like a real basketball fan. And it wasn't at the end of the season when they were running. It was like the middle of the season where like I watched this thing with Kevin Love where, you know, like you forget how much effort goes into that team to make that team good. And, you know, you look at how they had the post LeBron suction, right? The years they were good with them and the years they worked with them. But like this was a team that just built through natural growth and effort and coaching and drafting, and they did it the right way, and they're like at their core a good basketball team. And like I started to realize that way too late. So I was definitely a fair weather fan last year.
Right.
But like I said, watch them at the end of last year, and I'm watching this year. And you see Kevin Love, who's more of like a coach aspect, and you see how the team is growing and what they're doing, and it's like,
dude, like this team saved Kevin Love's career, or at least extended it by 5 more years, maybe.
Because it's all about
purpose again. Like, how many games has he missed? How many games has he missed since he's been good? They've been good again. Not many.
Well, dude, so like here's a perfect example. So when LeBron came back to the Cavs, he brought in a dietitian, and he said, I want every single person to see my dietitian, because I think that if you're not seeing my dietitian, you don't belong on my team. And they all went to his dietitian. They all saw this girl who taught them how to eat, right? And she extended the career of 3 and 4 different guys on that team. And, you look at what's going on. And so like now the dietitian is a constant in every single team. Like these guys are told what to eat during the week on these highly functioning teams. So baseball doesn't require it. The NFL requires it for
Look at Bartolo Colon.
What would you say?
Look at Bartolo Colon. Baseball definitely doesn't require it. Go ahead.
No. But like, you look at the NFL, and you look at Joel Bitonio, and Joel is like a big, bulky guy, and then he leaves the NFL, and Joel's gonna like retire and slim down. And then you look at like Joe Thomas, right? So Joe Thomas was still doing the same calorie count, but it was a bulk calorie count. It wasn't a calorie count. So when Joe left the NFL, he had this awesome like trim down, and all of a sudden he lost his weight and looks this beautiful, like bulky guy, and he's just awesome. He's in shape. And like, what'd you do? He goes, I stopped eating what the dietitian for the team told me to eat. I ate the same amount of calories. I just started working out more and doing things a little bit different. And then you're like, holy shit, right? So like, you look at the Cavs. The Cavs are the same thing, right? Like the LeBron Cavs, they were a lightweight running team with strength, right? And so they extended the career of a lot of guys on that team. And like now it's a thing. And so Kevin Love was this huge influencer about, if you're going to have physical health, you need to have mental health. And with the mental health comes mental growth. And mental growth comes with like a multitude of what you get physically. And I believe that the Cavs are a mentally and physically strong team.
Right.
Based on like the LeBron age and the Kevin Love age, and like what these guys really did. And like, this is a team that's a real team. They're a basketball team. They have fun. They play. They hang out afterwards. They go to the bars. They're not drinking a ton, but they're going out and they're having jokes and they're cracking up. And you see like Kevin Love and his dusty blonde, his dusty sideburns, and he's laughing. They're making jokes about him. But like, dude, like he made those guys mentally safe, and it's a big deal that's important to him in the organization, and they're physically and emotionally like.
I didn't even really think about that aspect of like the mental health that they have in Love. That's actually a massive advantage. People, because I'm a big believer in that as well. Like you have a good head on your shoulders, because they did like a study where they had 10 people shooting free throws and 10 guys visualizing shooting a free throw. And the guys that sat there for an hour visualizing compared to an hour shooting, the guys that visualized shot better than the ones that were physically shooting.
Probably because they were more tired.
I think we might have just unlocked the mystery. Look at us fucking figuring it out.
Well, I think Kevin Love figured it out.
The only thing better than that thought process was Fieldhouse Mustard.
Bing! I have a bell that you have to start ringing. I'm going to give you a bell. I'm going to send you a bell. You have to start ringing every time you plug in the middle of a segment.
Dude, that bell would ring nonstop. There's definitely something. Yeah, I've been told by Burley and Rage that we need Pillage and Rage podcast. That I need a soundboard, and that would probably need to be something on there for that. I tell you what, though, if it wasn't Fieldhouse Mustard, it would be the Branch or Branchero on some mac and cheese when I warm it up here in a minute up in my microwave.
Question for you.
Ding.
Serious question for you.
Yes.
Have you, because my brother-in-law asks me this all the time, and I mean, like, I've been in charge of this thing for 3.5, 4 years. We're going on 4 years. He always asks me if I've ever cut Branch BBQ. He's like, you ever cut Branch? You ever cut Branch? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you ever put like vinegar or different things to it and add different things to it? And I was like, no, dude, I don't do that. So I'll tell you one thing. I made sloppy joes with Branch one time, and I cooked it too long, and it started to break down, and I was pissing myself. And my brother-in-law goes, dude, if you add vinegar, you can like cook with it for like an extra 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, for real? So I had never done it. And I did it the other day when I cooked chicken. He fucked with me. He was totally full of shit. It was a disaster. It fell apart. He just wanted to.
I was literally sitting here thinking of marketing names of what we can call it. I was thinking I'm going to call it Branch and Tangy, but never mind.
Nope. It was a train wreck. It just completely went to pieces. And I was like, dude, I thought you said vinegar was good for you. He goes, nah, man, I was just fucking with you. I just never knew if you tried it or not. I was like, why would I experiment with something I already know works? And he goes, you know. He goes, did you put it on food? I was like, yeah, I put it on chicken for your nephew, you dick. And he's like, well, happy Sunday. See you later. And I haven't talked to him since. Dude, he's a good dude. He's a great dude. I love him.
I like him. I like him already. He sounds like
I was pissed, dude. I was so pissed because my son ended up eating like salty ass chicken nuggets and was a shit mood on Monday.
Oh man, salty ass chicken nuggets dipped in Branchero though is money.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Those are good.
So yeah, my kids they call it brown sauce when they see Branch, like, oh, brown sauce. And they like to dip their nuggies and fries in it, especially Wally, man. He's like, num num num. Because my kids do this thing and they go when they like something, like slurp it up. And I shouldn't be doing that repeatedly because that's
it's perfect.
Yeah, great for an 18 plus show. Great sound for an 18 plus show.
So dude, I made a peanut sauce the other day, and like I filmed myself pouring peanut sauce on couscous and rice.
You say peanut sauce?
I know, peanut. Oh, I made a peanut sauce. My buddy Mark told me to make peanut sauce. Yeah. So I made a peanut sauce. It was dope. It was awesome. It was really good. And I made it, and then I filmed myself pouring it on couscous and rice. And I'm going to tell you something. Nope. Don't do that. It's disgusting. You think?
No.
Hold on, wait. Man, can we show you? Have you ever seen a cow get sick?
Well, yeah. I mean, I grew up on a dairy farm, but cows have 3 stomachs, so they can't really throw up.
So wait, let's see if how close I can get. So you see what we're dealing with, right?
Hang on. See, this is what we can do here.
When I got a glare on my phone, kind of like an old woman. What the hell?
Yeah, come on, Karen.
All right, do you see what that looks like?
Yeah, it looks like my kid's shit on that.
Wait, it's so gross.
Oh my god, it's like molten turd lava.
It's so disgusting, dude. And I was gonna like put that on a video. I was like, you know what? We're gonna let this one.
You should have, because that would have been the one. That would have been the one
that went viral, and then all of a sudden I have poop sauce.
Hey, I want to take this brief moment to thank TikTok for finally giving me 10,000 views on a video. It's like 6 months. 6 months later, hey, the scumbag golf. I put a lot of effort into that, so I'm glad that one worked out.
Hey, congratulations, dude! It's crazy. It's crazy how long it takes stuff to work.
It's so nuts. I feel so bad for people, and then you got people that like everyone pops because they're in that algorithm, and they're like, "I don't know what I do different." I'm like, "Fuck you! I don't care."
Well, I read it. I read an article.
Actually, I don't. I say it out of jealousy and respect because I do care, and I always respect the other creators that do well. But anyway.
I read an article yesterday that says that 1 out of every 10 reels is automatically forced to the top of the list. So if you're doing 1 reel a day, every day for 10 days, 2 of your reels are supposed to pop off. So interesting. They said that 1 out of 40 TikToks are supposed to get featured. So if you do 40 TikToks in 40 days, one of those 40s will get featured. You just have to figure out where your algorithm lies on the date. Therefore, you'll get featured on whatever one you want it to. So there you go.
Or just make every content really, really good. Don't take any days off in your content. And
it's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, I call it cheap content. You're very well aware of that. I'm glad that one was, because that one is like, man, that was actually kind of funny. Lastly here, we're at the 50-minute mark. Normally these are like 30, 45. So we're on the tail end of this thing here. Dude, you grew up.
Wait, does that mean I have to go to bed? Ugh.
No, we can have an after party privately. It's cool. So you were born and raised in Cleveland. You went to high school at Cleveland. You went to college in Cleveland.
Nope, false. St. Ed's in Cleveland, then went to Ohio State and Columbus.
Oh, you did go to Ohio State. Okay, I thought you went to like Cuyahoga CCCC actually, or LCCC.
No. I did that, and then I was like, "This is a terrible decision," and I left and went to Columbus. And then I went.
Good idea. That was a smart decision. Okay. So my bad. And the description is completely wrong. If you made it this far in the show, he did not spend his entire life in Cleveland. -4.
Wait, what's the description? What do you have on me?
It's a body on YouTube, man. It helps with the algorithms, I've been told. Okay, so anyway, point of the question. Most of your life you have been in Cleveland. Describe Cleveland, even if it's bad, even if you're like Cleveland's a big pile of shit, which I don't think.
No, I don't believe that.
But tell, if someone wasn't to come, okay, let's say, hi, I've come from Australia with a terrible Australian accent. I'm coming to Cleveland. What should I do?
This is actually pretty cool because I just had this conversation today with the Rubber Ducks, and the conversation was very interesting. So if you're asking somebody what they want to do, that's strictly conversational, right? So like, hey, you want to go to Cleveland? What do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. But if I were to pick out a few things that I think people should do and what is important, and I think what works for the city and what's fun, it truly depends, because we're an ever-changing, ever-growing, ever-moving body of entertainment. And I think that we are always going to fascinate and explore new features as a city. So it depends on when you're asking, because that can be a super simple question or it can be a super complex question. So super simple, I would say come to Cleveland in the fall, do a Browns game in the Muni lot. Absolutely. You're going to get Guardians baseball because they're a good team. So you're going to have a ton of fun with that. You're going to get Major League Sports, but you're also going to get patio weather, which means that you can hit up places like Ohio City. You can hit up Lakewood. You can hit bars and restaurants, because we are a patio town. We get locked in the winter for 4 years or 4 months. And all of a sudden
Feels like 4 years. Feels like 4 years.
Feels like it. And you turn around and then you have this amazing, awesome, beautiful summer. We have Lake Erie, which is completely utilized if you do it right. So you have
and that's a great point. And real quick, I know you're selling it.
No, go ahead.
5-second timeout here. People forget that you have a beautiful breeze off Lake Erie. So as hot and humid as like Ohio summers can be, if you're up on the lake, there is a nice, cool breeze year round. And it is never like stupid. I guess it probably doesn't get stupid hot, but it is like really 10, 20 degrees cooler on the coastline in the summertime than it is about 10 minutes inland. But go ahead. You're doing a great job.
So and that's what I'm saying. Like every season is a different season. So like if I had to give you an elevator pitch about the city of Cleveland, I would say this. Find your favorite season and come here and visit, because the city offers so much that can cater to every single person. In the winter, you can go ice fishing, cold camping, and enjoy like hot drinks on a cool patio and like an enjoyable experience and these amazing restaurants, because we're highly competitive with food. If you come here in the summer, you have Lake Erie, where you have water sports and air shows and patios and golfing and the metro parks. And it's unbelievable. You come in the fall, you're going to look at season changes and you're going to see these, individual markets and farmers markets and growth of like small businesses and restaurants and things. And, when you come in the spring, you get the ice chill, the burn off, right? And with the burn off, the city of Cleveland, which is one of the coolest things because you get the shake off of like what winter was. So like you've been locked up. So you've been with the Cavs for the whole winter. And then all of a sudden you get the summer and the summer's coming and you get the Guardians in the beginning of April. So like you get the baseball team. So you have St. Patrick's Day in the winter, which is this cool, awesome, fun booze festival, party all day. And like, you're not alone. You're with the police and the firemen, the EMS and the doctors and lawyers and everybody who's important and civil servants. And they celebrate this heritage.
Sorry, I was getting excited.
And then like you have this, you do that. And then everyone's got the St. Patrick's Day hangover for 20 days. And then the Guardians start. And then you have this baseball team that's there and they're growing and they're building and they're doing this awesome stuff. And you run into summer and summer just goes in these events and this growth. And like, dude, we can go 12 months in a row. And it's crazy because like the city isn't what you think. It's not this mistake by the lake. It's this beautiful, ever-changing, ever-growing process of what's fun and what's cool and what's interesting. And like, it's just enough to where you're never overwhelmed. And it's just enough to where you're never bored. And it's interesting enough to where you can go to these things, feel accepted, feel growth, and you're just never overcrowded. And like that is my favorite thing about the city.
Because, I love that.
We get judged on our sports teams, and that's bullshit. And it's utter bullshit because you know what? We're not owned by Clevelanders. We're not. The only people who own us that's from the city are the Dolans, and they're the Guardians. And you know what? They did a fucking bang-up job this year, and they've done a bang-up job the last 20 years. So anybody who likes to say shit about the city isn't from here, and they got no room to speak.
I'll say shit about the Dolans, but that's a different story.
But that's it. I don't care. You can say shit about the Dolans, but you know what? How many postseasons look, I'm not a big fan either, but how many postseasons do they have?
They're good at hiring a manager and a general manager and director of personal play. They're good at facilitating people in the right position. I'll give them that. That's all.
Isn't that their job though? Like that's their job.
Yeah. Payrolls.
Well, they don't spend money.
I mean, payroll. I mean, I'm not asking us to be top 10.
The Yankees are going to the World Series, right?
Fans something to get excited about. But anyway, I'm trying to be positive about Cleveland and Dolan.
The Yankees are going to the World Series. Is that right? I think that's what I saw. Right? They beat. Oh, they're not. They're not going.
I understand that, but look at the two teams that are going and look at their payrolls.
So what? Look at our payroll and look how good they are, and look how awesome that our look, man. I think
all I'm going to say is take Tito Francona out of the Cleveland the last 10 years, and what do you got? You got Manny fucking Acta. That's what I got. That's all I'm going to say. That's what I'm saying, though. We have a guy that wants to be in Cleveland, and doesn't.
I actually agree with you. The Dolans drive me crazy, but you know what? They've been in the
I just
playoffs.
see what Dan Gilbert and people want to come after the Haslam, but dude, Haslam guaranteed all the money and literally was like, "Oh, you don't want to come to Cleveland? What's the number?" And name the last time a Cleveland owner. There you go. Name the last time a Cleveland owner just said, "I don't care, get him. Here's my checkbook, go get him." So, hey man,
I'm with you.
We're going to close this off for an hour. We can't get this. We can't let it get to an hour. Cheers on the. Jesus, that's a drink. Cheers, brother.
Hey,
go Cleveland.